Okay, let's make a start. So, welcome to Inspired Parenting Presents. Let's talk parenting. Yeah, we have this parenting chat every Saturday, and today's topic. I mean, these days we've been doing topic on how we can score high in our exams. So it's basically now extended to children as well as parents and teachers. So today's topic is about a pick chart or a chart that will help you memorize your entire chapter. You will not miss any single point within that chapter if we are following this technique. Yeah, and of course, then there are a lot of details a chapter can have. And if you want to remember everything to the dot, then there is another technique that's called flashcard technique. We will be talking about that technique later on, maybe next week. Yeah, but let's start with this technique about pick chart. Okay, what is pick chart? So if you see in this diagram, we've got mnemonics, we've got graphic organizers, we've got mind map. Yeah, so mnemonics and graphic organizers we discussed in our earlier session. In case if you've missed that, the recordings are available on YouTube, our YouTube channel. You can refer to that. But meanwhile, to proceed with this session, you don't really need to know that to the large extent. But you will understand a lot of things about, especially about mnemonics in this session. Okay. So what? Of course, we couldn't cover mind map last time, so we will start with mind map. And combination of this mnemonics, graphic organizer, and mind map results into a pick chart. Okay, what this pick chart will help you with is to remember the complete outline, each and every topic that is within a chapter. Okay, in a single page, and we'll see with an example today. So let's start with mind map first. Yeah, imagine a scenario where we have to plan for a holiday. Typical approach is we start making list, right? So it could look like this. You want to plan dates, you want to book tickets, hotel reservation, sightseeing, passport, visa, and all the other details that you will typically jot down in this manner. Now, the drawback of this kind of listing is that you typically forget some of the things, right? So that's where Tony Buzan came up with a technique where how our brain stores information, and brain stores information with connections, right? So there's an alternative way of planning a holiday would be to make this kind of map, where you have flight, then within flight you have prices, timings, airlines, accommodation, whether you want villa, guest house, what else you want to explore, sightseeing, you want to go for guidebook, you want to get special clothes, currency, all these things. Basically, if you see, this is how typically our brain stores information. It connects lot of things in a network manner. And if you make these kind of maps, it would be easy for our brain to remember. Yeah, so that's basically technique. Now, to explain mind map further, let's use a mind map. Okay, so when you want to create a mind map, you would basically start with the main topic, the main subject from the center, and then you will create lines, and you can create any kind of lines, colorful lines, thicker line, thinner line. Thicker lines means it is the subtopic. Thinner line means it is subtopic. Even thinner line means it could be, and one can get really creative with this. It's not necessary that you follow a particular pattern when you're creating mind map. The whole advantage of mind map is you can customize it, personalize it, and the more you customize it, more you personalize it, you will remember it better. Then you use words, use keywords, short words, so that you can remember them from the keywords. Details it can be filled up later on. But the key is to remember the keywords, right? Then you can make lists one, two, three. You can use size so that you can emphasize on certain things. You know, you can use color to emphasize on certain things. Then you can use images. You can draw, doodle, and you can do a lot of things. You can add music. You know, if you are making a digital mind map, you can add music to it. You can make it collapsible. These days, if you refer to one of the mind map tools, you can do that. My suggestion is when you're using mind map, use it on a paper, and we're going to do that today in our picture. Then use colors again, emphasize. You can use feelings. You can add feelings to it by using the colors. The more color you use, it's better. Yeah, and you can use color coding for basically whatever you decide, whatever you understand in terms of your code. It has to be personalized. That's the key. So that's how you create mind maps. Yeah, and so key points to remember is don't think too much. Now, this is where a lot of times people start using mind map and then they lose it. It is mainly because people are trying to over engineer mind map. Okay. The key is keep it simple. Don't overthink, just draw it. Okay. And whatever comes as your instinct is the best way for you to remember. There's no right and wrong way of creating mind map. As long as you can remember, it helps you to remember, it is a right way. And finally, practice. Yeah, it needs to be your nature in terms of whenever you write down something, you write in terms of mind map so that you can remember it better. So that's mind map. And now we will look at pic chart. This pic chart is basically again, we're taking an example, CBSE class 8 science chapter 3. The chapter is about synthetic fiber and plastic. And you can see in the background what I have as an example. Okay, it's a single full-scape paper. Yeah, it could be from a book. Typically, if it's about A4 size in that range, it would be better so that you can draw a proper size diagrams. Yeah. So there's side one and there's side two. Yeah. Side two. Let's start looking at side two. Okay. So basically, back and front. That's what I've shown on the screen. Okay. So let's have a look at side two. What we've got here? Okay, so basically there are three major topics in this chapter, and depending on how much space a topic needs, you can divide this space. Okay, and draw a mind map of that topic. Okay, I will take an example here. Let's see. The first topic we have is plastics. Yeah, all the things about plastic. So first is properties of plastic: inexpensive, durable, waterproof. Okay, so these are the properties of plastic. Next is problems with plastic. It's poisonous dyes, pollution. Then conservation action. So what we can do so that there's less pollution. Okay, so there are subtopics towards it. Next is what you can do to avoid. That's why I've highlighted A here. Okay, to avoid pollution of plastic. Okay, and then finally 4 R's: refuse, reuse, reduce, recycle. Yeah, so 4 R's through which you can reduce pollution from plastic. Right. So what I have done is, this is again, I'm telling you, it is personalized. So you can decide what is the best character for you to remember this particular subtopic. Yeah. So for me, I say, okay, this is what I have, PPCAR. Yeah. So PPCAR, I need to link with plastic. Okay. And this is where I will now create my mnemonic for this subtopic. Okay, so I would say let me create a mnemonic now. I've created this mnemonic. plastic helps CCPD to protect our area. Okay, now basically this is our daughter's side. She watches Flash, their Central City, and then the police department in Central City is basically CCPD, Central City Police Department. Okay, to and then it protects the area, the Central City area. So now you have to personalize it according to what you like. Okay, and if you do it that way, you will remember it better. Yeah, you can just make PP card, the plastic paper card or anything like that, where you will remember it. The key is here that you highlight like CPPRA in that sentence. If you can highlight this with capital, bold, and underline, that way you can remember the mnemonics. Yeah. So let's take another example of second topic here. Okay, types of synthetic fibers. Okay, polymer, nylon, polyester, nylon, rayon, acrylic. Okay, and then there are subtopics towards it. Okay, how you use it, polycot. Now, again, the subtopics, you can use mnemonics, you can use a separate diagram where, polyester is in the center and then other things are around it. You can make a separate diagram out of it if you want to remember. But to keep our example simple for now, I have created this simple example. So let's go through this. Yeah. Now, this time what we've got PNRA. Yeah. And for this, I will remember it with, I need to connect it with synthetic fiber. Okay. So synthetic fiber plastic, it makes noise. So let me say synthetic fiber makes rap noise. Yeah. So that's how I would like to remember it. And, if I can make such statement, it is easy to remember. The key point is you need to connect the center topic, yeah, with all the acronyms around it. Okay, so you come up with your acronyms, you come up with your statement so that you will remember it. Now, next topic. Okay, what we have, we've got polymer, which is huge molecule. That's why I've taken M. Then there's monomer plus monomer equal to polymer. Polymerization. That is for definition of polymerization. Okay, and then the Greek name is basically, polymer is a Greek name, and poly means many and mer means unit. So I've got this and I'm linking this to polymer. Okay, so MMG polymer. How will I do that? So this is how I have decided. So polymer is equal to M&M. M&M. They're like gems, Cadbury's gems, sweet candies. Okay, so M&Ms are same as gems. So I've just phrased this. Polymer equal to M&M equal to gems. So that will help me remember. If you like gems, if you like sweets, baby, this will help you remember. Like, our doctor say you like sweets, so she used this as a synonym, mnemonics. Okay, so that is the side 2. Okay, this is the back side, and where I'm basically creating all the detailed subtopic mind maps. Yeah. Now I've got all these mnemonic statements. Okay, then I come to side 1. Yeah, and let's zoom into this. Okay, so this side 1, I've divided it into half. I'll just show you. Yeah, here. So this is side 2, where I've got all the mind maps and I'm folding that part. Now I've got the blank paper here. Okay, so when I get a blank paper on half side, what I'm drawing this diagram. Okay, so this diagram lists all the 3 mnemonics that I've created for the subtopics. Okay, and this is plastic helps CCPD protect our area. Polymer equal to M&M, equal to gems. Synthetic fiber makes rap noise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect again an alphabet from each of these mnemonics. Okay, so what I've got: PSP, plastic, uh, then synthetic fiber, and then polymer. So I've got PSP. Okay, now let me make one. Now I have to start thinking how I'm going to connect the chapter name to this subtopics. Okay, so we've got chapter on the top, and within this chapter we've got these subtopics. So here's what I've done here. Okay, Sai and Pari plays PSP, PlayStation Portable. Okay, that's again, if you like video games, if you like PSP, you can use that, or you can use something else, whichever way. But the key is that now I have to link the chapter name to PlayStation Portable. Now, how I'm going to connect this to chapter name is what we'll see in a bit. Okay, so this is what I've got. Chapter name mnemonic is Sai and Pari, and topics mnemonics is play PSP. Okay, and then I fold this back. So if you see, now this was my subtopic mnemonic list. I have folded this, and then I have created a linking mnemonics, which is basically chapter name mnemonic and subtopic mnemonic. Okay, and then again further I fold, yeah, and this is where I have written synthetic fiber equal to plastic equal to Sai and Pari. How do I get that? Basically S from synthetic, P from plastic. So I have Sai and Pari. Yeah. So Sai is our daughter and her friend is Pari. So that's how I've got this. So she created this mnemonic for herself. Okay. Then comes the chapter name. So this is where we start chapter name. Now, how are we going to use it? So if you just stay with me for a while, and you will start seeing the advantage of this technique. Okay. What I do is I start from the side where I have written chapter name. Okay. When I want to review my chapter, I would basically start with chapter name where it is written synthetic fiber plastic. And now I'm thinking, what is the chapter mnemonic? Okay, S and P. Okay, Sai and Pari. Yeah, let's. Okay, so this is where I start. I see this chapter name and I'm thinking, okay, I try to recall. The key is you try to recall. Don't immediately look at the answer. Try to recall because we've seen in our earlier discussion, recall is actually making the connection stronger, changing your brain to have better memory. Okay, then I look at the other side and I see, yes, yeah, synthetic fiber, Sai and Pari. Okay, now I'm thinking, okay, what is the next mnemonic? Okay, so Sai and Pari play PSP. Okay, so that's what I will try to remember. Yeah, and then Sai and Pari, what they do? They play PSP. Okay, so now I unfold the paper and then I see, okay, Sai and play PSP. Now, what is PSP? Now I'll try to remember what is PSP. P means, okay, polymer. S, synthetic fiber. P, plastic. Okay, and this is how I know that. Yeah, so basically, once I know that, I'll just go back. Okay, so I'm trying to think PSP. Then, okay, plastic, synthetic, and synthetic fiber and polymer. Now, what is P? First P. Okay, plastic. Then what is the mnemonic for plastic? Okay, I forgot now. So mnemonic for plastic is plastic helps CCPD protect our area. Yeah. So this is what we will recall. And the key is when I recall, I need to recall with what is capital letter and what is small letter. Okay. And that's how then I will recall all these three mnemonics with all its capital letter and small letter. Okay. So then I open and then I confirm, yes, this is what I the subtopic mnemonics looks like. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, first try to remember. Preferably, if you can write down, it would be helpful. In the initial days, you might want to write down the answers. It's a very small thing to write down, so it will be easy and fast for you. Okay, as you get more memory, you may not write it. And frankly speaking, if you make this chart yourself, more than 70-80% things you will remember from the beginning. Okay, so practice this. Then for each of this topic, now I will try to remember, okay, what is plastic health CCPD, right? So C is, oh, what is C? Okay, C is conservation. P is properties. Then next P is problem. R is, remember, R for R's to remember. And then A is what we need to avoid so that we don't have plastic pollution. Okay, so this is how you will play that. Now, the, the important thing is because you have each of these alphabet to work with, you are not going to miss any of these topics. So you know there's something with A, you know that there's something with R. Yeah, and that's how you will, normally what happens is because there are so many things that you have to write about plastic in exams, you get frozen, you get, you may forget certain points. Yeah, but when you have written these mnemonics down, where you can write it on a rough paper during the exam, and then you know that, yes, I have to write something about C, I have to write something about P. Then what is P? P is properties. Then other P is problem. Yeah, and then you start working down on subtopics, right? So this is how then you can go towards each of these subtopics and try to recall rest of the things. What is properties? What are the properties? Okay, there are three properties: inexpensive, durable, waterproof. Yeah, and if you want, you can make a separate diagram for plastic properties and make a separate mnemonics if you find it difficult to memorize that part. Yeah, and that's how you will be able to remember all the aspects of one chapter, right? So that's how you do for all the topics. Okay, so that was a very simple example of a small chapter how you can create a pick chart. Now, why am I calling this a pick chart? It's a chart. I like this name pig, and that's how I call it pick chart. There's nothing special about it. Okay. The key is how you can use mnemonics, how you can use graphic charts. It is not necessary you have to make a mind map. You can make any kind of map. If you see this on my screen, there's where I'm pointing my mouse. It's not really a mind map, but some other map, some map that you will find useful for yourself. Okay, so now this was a small topic, so I used only one full-scape paper. But like there's another chapter, chapter one, about crop production, which is a much bigger chapter. Okay, which has almost 5 subtopics. So this is what and then I've used double full-scape paper. Okay, so from the center I've just taken it out and used it. So there are 3 topics on the right hand side which has mind map, the summary of all the topics and the mnemonics on the left hand side bottom you can see. Okay, so that's and then on the other side, there's a huge diagram about the crop production, which is methods of crop production, and there are a lot of things involved in that. So you can make these kind of diagrams, and basically every chapter will have to have a separate treatment. Everything will have to have your personal touch to it, so that you can remember. Now, I understand we are not used to making such notes. And this is where I recommend for teachers and parents, when you're teaching children, you start making this diagram on the screen and take children through this map so that children will be able to remember that topic better. Okay, and if you are a student and your teacher is not making such diagram, when you're learning, when you're learning a topic in the school, just you start making such diagrams, and so that you can memorize this better. Okay, what teachers can do is they can make this diagram so that all the topics gets covered. Of course, there'll be other lot of verbal things, a lot of statements and definitions and details that will also be there, but outline will help children to remember the topic better. Yeah, or rather the whole entire chapter will will be memorized by children just because you have outlined these topics like this. One of the exercise that children can do once they go home is for each of these mind maps. Okay, each of these subtopics where you have drawn this mind map in school or home. Okay, when they come back, they can come with their own mnemonics, right? So yes, you provide them with the mind map during your teaching session, but when they go home and then they create their own mnemonics for that subtopic, and when they do that, their memory and the retention about this topic is going to be much higher. Yeah, and I can easily claim that if even if you're not interested in a particular subject or the chapter, um, if you do this, okay, if you do mnemonics and mind map and do this kind of pick charts, you can easily score anywhere from 50 to 60%. Okay, and this is when you are not interested, you don't like the topics. But if you like the topics, if you are already good in studies, you can easily score more than 80, 90% just by doing this. Now, if you want to know, if you want to memorize even everything in detail, like definitions, formulas, everything to the dot. If you want to memorize, there's a separate technique. Okay, start with this. You remember the outline, and then the detail. If you want to remember, there's another technique called flashcard, which we will look at in our next session. So, and we will look at the tools that could be used for flashcards. We'll talk about that later on. For now, I think we might have around 5 minutes. So, quickly, any questions on today's topic? You can write in the chat, or you can write it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Any questions if you have, I can answer. If lesson is very big, then it won't work out mind map. I would say it can still be worked out, okay, because I've done it for a fairly, not very big, but a medium size chapter. Like I said, it was twofold. You might have to do multiple of such charts. Yeah. So, if you actually look at the subject, it's very big. You are not going to make single chart for entire subject. So, what you can consider is dividing the chapter into two chapters. Okay. Make two separate charts for, let's say, part one and part two. And that's how you can do it. Yeah, and even within subtopic, okay, if there are too many details, you can divide that yeah, or that subtopic itself is a very big thing, then you take that as a separate chapter and then make a separate mind map only for that subtopic. Okay, it's as good as a separate chapter. Yeah. Okay, in that case, then I'll take your leave. Yeah, do join me for our flashcard session next. Like I said, if you want to score anywhere 95 plus, 95 plus percentage, then pick charts and flashcard is going to be a great combination for you to memorize things. And remember, this is not about understanding of a subject. It is about memorizing the subject. Unfortunately, we test memory a lot in our exams, and that's why these tools would be helpful. But nevertheless, the first step in memorizing is always understanding of that subject. So spend a lot of time in understanding that subject, discussing with teacher, discussing with your fellow students, and do your research about the topics. And when you do that, the mind maps that you will make, the mnemonics that you will make are going to be more refined for you to memorize. Okay, so there's absolutely no substitute for understanding of the subject. If you can do that, lot of your memory is already taken care. Yeah, but obviously, people have different level of memory and recall power, so they can use these tools for having better memory. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next week. Thank you.